Good morning, welcome back. Another adventure, coast to countryside, just on Smithy Row in Hurst Green. And today I'm back yet again doing the Tolkien Trail, which I love to do because it's one of my favourite walks to do, and we live so close to it, it's a no-brainer. Just in front of me is the start of the Tolkien Trail, so we're going to start that soon. But last time I come, which was about right, you just stood there for some reason. Samantha's just stopped and stood there. I don't know why, but she was. The last time I come, about 12 months ago, I did this walk about this time of year. Might have been a little bit later. And I brought my snow boots, because I put my snow boots on because I thought muddy fields and it's been raining, I need snow boots. However, when I came in my snow boots about 12 months ago, they put a proper path in, which I then realised it's a bit of overkill doing it in my snow boots. So today I've put just my normal walking boots on, and we're going to see how it goes, because there was a proper path here last time. So I've grabbed my camera and we're going to walk the Tolkien Trail today in just our walking boots and see how we get on with the proper paths in, because we're middle of September now, sort of getting there to the middle of September, and we've had a lot of rain recently, which I thought it's best time to do this walk after all the rain and see how we get on with them paths and see if it's worth doing with just walking boots on, if you can do it with just walking boots on. So it's very windy, I've got a microphone on but I've lost my wind guard, but hey ho. So let's record this walk and see how we get on in just walking boots. So as you come into the first field of Smithy Row, the path starts about, you only have to do a little bit, 50 to 100 yards, but it wasn't too bad. And then the path we're on is here, and remember from last time that this path sort of runs all the way around now, so we're just going to do a path walk and just see. I'm not doing a very good job, am I? You got the field side to it there, the path part, and the path just runs up the fence line, and it's going to make this walk a lot easier for people that don't really own snow boots, maybe just have walking boots, but it'd make it easier to walk as well, even when you do have the right footwear. Snow boots and whatnot, it's still quite challenging walking through mud and boggy bits and whatnot. It still can be challenging and slippy, so it's going to make this walk a lot easier. And there's that many people that do this walk, the Tolkien Trail. It's so popular that, yeah, it's going to make it a lot easier. Stop people going across the fields and choosing their own routes and whatnot. Stick to the path, and let me film some of this path and show you what we're walking on now. just followed the path around. We've come up the side of Stonyhurst now, as you can see behind me. So that's where we are. Just up the side of Stonyhurst. So far, actually, as you can see, some of it has been pathed on the fields, and some of it is still the original path that was already there existing. And then some of it, like that end part, wasn't even pathed, even though it'd been well walking on, as you can see, or driven over. Morning. It wasn't. So I wouldn't advise coming in trainers. However, boots are doing relatively well so far. If you've seen my other videos, you'll know the story about when we did it that time and Samantha got goosed. Feet were drenched. So, but with these paths in, with boots, we're doing fine. And we have had a lot of wet weather. We've had a low on a low, and we've got another low coming in for the weekend. So it's a low on a low on a low. So we've had a lot of rain since the start of September. A lot of water about. So we've wanted to come to test it now, because with all the water about, if it's all right now, you're going to be all right for the rest of the year, I can imagine. Fingers crossed. But I'm not here to film the whole walk, because I've done that video twice already, and if you want to see either of them videos, I'll put them at the end of this video, so stick around to the end. And they are a sort of step-by-step, turn here, turn there, this is what you want to do, this is what the trail has to offer. This video is a shorter video, and this video is just to see now, with them paths in, what the walk's like compared to what it used to be. When you're still walking across the fields, but obviously with paths a lot better, not wearing clunky snow boots and whatnot. So we'll cut this short now. Got a shot of Pendle Hill just to my right here. I'm going to show you. We'll continue with the walk, and we'll probably get way into the walk down by near the River Ribble, and I'll switch it back on there to let you know how we're getting on. About halfway, dare I say, give or take. Little montage there of what we've walked. So just followed the path and just keep coming down the steps into this lovely little wooded area bit where I probably got inspired for the Elven city. But you know what, so far boots are doing all right actually. Feet are dry. There are a lot of puddles around. It is muddy, don't get me wrong, but my feet are dry. No, I mean it's muddy, but it's not too bad. And yeah, it's going well. So some parts have had new paths put in to help cross the field. Some parts it's just the original path, but it didn't really need repathing, them parts. And we're going to carry on now up the side of the River Ribble. It's going well. Let me show you my boots. Show you what I mean. They're dirty, but they're dry. So win-win, but don't do it in trainers. There's your boots. Nice and dry. They're like summer boots as well, so it's not like the Gore-Tex are out. Anyway, that's the way we're going. made it all that way, a couple of miles in the space of 30 to 60 seconds on YouTube. So now all that part's the same. You come to the top of the road here. Oh, there you go. It's pathed. Once used to be a field is now a path, and it runs over into the other field as well. I don't know how much you can see on the video, but you can see with your eye the other field is pathed as well. So once you get here, they're both pathed. However, pardon me, today I'm not going this way. I just wanted to stop here and show you that these parts are pathed. If you are doing the Tolkien Trail, you'll be alright. You've seen the walk so far. I'm showing that little montage. There's puddles around. It has been really wet. There's puddles around, but you can dodge the puddles on the path, and its feet are still dry and warm and whatnot. However, today I went this way last time, and I'm pretty confident that when I come 12 months ago, the paths they did, they're still the same as today. I thought they might have put fences around them to separate them, but they've not, unless they've not got to that far yet. But it is pretty much still the same as it was 12 months ago, so I'm pretty sure that if I was to go this way up to the River Hodder and River Ribble where they meet, it's not pathed at that part. It's still going to be a grassed path, if you will. It could be very boggy. Tried to get some videos by the River Hodder down there, and as you can see, it was up really high and it was flowing really fast. So I don't really want to be walking off down that way. However, next time I come, maybe I will. This time, however, I'm going to do a route that I like to do, where you go straight past this part on the main road, and it is busy today. Straight past this part on the main road, we'll just keep going up. If you come to this part, you turn left. We're going to keep on going up, not far, 100 yards or so, and then we're going to take a left and going down past Hobbit Hill, and it will bring us back out on the Tolkien Trail. However, it's a tarmacked path and it's a bit dry, and we like walking that way, to be fair. This way isn't a bad way to walk, and if you want to walk by the river, and it can be nice, but the last 2.5 miles or so, it is all just by the river, and it can get a bit like, so we like to go this way. It breaks it up a bit, past Hobbit Hill, through the wooded area, and you do the last bit by the river, so you still get that bit of a river walk. Yeah, so straight up for me today. But if you're going this way, there you go, the path is there. However, when you get by the river, I don't think it's going to be pathed. I think it's still going to be a grassed path, so just keep that in mind. Right, onwards. So there you have it. That was the revised route area of it, part of it done, which was Hobbit Hill. Just did on that last bit then, I just did a look back just to show you where we come from, and hopefully you see Hobbit Hill in there. You can see it with the eye, but on the camera I never know, because they have such a small screen to look at. I never know. This DJI Osmo Pocket 2, great little camera, especially for what I need, but because it's so small when I'm looking at the screen, especially trying to look at details on the screen, you never know, and then you look at it on the big screen, you're like, oh yeah, they can see it. So now I just look like an idiot, keep saying if you can see it or not. However, that's that part done, and now we are by the river. It's very high and it's very fast flowing with all the downpour we've had recently, but as I was saying before, you do get to do the last portion by the river. So if you want to go that way, it does break it up a little bit because it is tarmac, so it is easy on foot, but a bit of a foresty area as you saw, and then it opens up into the fields. You get some views that you don't get if you're doing the river part of it, just over towards Pendle and the surrounding Ribble countryside and the valley there. So you only get it if you're walking that way, and it's really nice, so it's worth doing for them views. And then you just join the path here, and you just go down the road and you hook a right like I did, and then we're back on the path. And this part of it that we're on is pathed as well. The last part, I know this section is pathed for sure. If you're going around the traditional route, if you will, and you go over the fields, once you get down to this part by the river where the farm is, I don't, last time I come nearly 12 months ago, it wasn't pathed, it was just the field. It was like a grassed path, if you will, in parts of it. So I don't know if they've put something like this down since then or not, but I didn't want to today, with it being so wet this month already, I didn't want to risk it, because I thought we've done so well so far keeping our feet dry. I don't want to risk it on the last part and then walking through wet fields and whatnot. So but I do enjoy going that way, believe it or not. More often than not I will choose to go that way, just because of that bit extra you get past Hobbit Hill and that view over there, which you don't normally get, because like I said, sounding like a broken record, this part of the river walk, you still get it when you go that way. So you still are getting a section of the River Ribble at this point. Back there it's River Hodder, so you do come, then you go away from it, but then you come back to the river. Instead of doing like the last nearly 3 miles just by the river, it breaks it up, and it's great to do. It really is. I enjoy going that way. So there you go. So I'm going to follow this part now, get a little bit of footage of it, and then we're going to do a big climb to the top. We'll be at the Shireburn Arms. It, the sort of riverside portion of it's done. I don't know if you can see, but it's just been raining, caught in a little shower there, so a bit of a downpour, but should get some protection in here now anyway. But it just stopped as we got here, which is typical. However, it is all uphill from here on out. I don't know, yeah, there you go. They have put steps in now. Once upon a time it was just sort of a ramble up, but they have put steps in now. So, but it is an uphill battle for the next 10 minutes, and it just go up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and at the top should be Shireburn Arms, which will be open. It's 25 to 1 now, I think it is. So perfect time to stop for a bit of lunch, I think, before we head back home. And normally it's never open because I do the walk so early, but with it being midweek, I waited for traffic to die down this morning, and I wasn't expecting it to be busy with everyone at school or work, so I've come a bit later, which means I can go and have a bit of lunch in the pub after we've done this last part. So I'm gonna have to grizz it out and get up and then reward myself. Right, I'm already knackered. There you go, we made it. It's currently lashing it down outside, absolutely lashing it down. We just stood in this little entrance area for the Shireburn Arms. Just going to go inside now and have something to eat, well earned as well, I might add. That last bit is a grizzer. I just got drenched coming up, so it's that time of year, get a lot of showers in autumn, so 1 minute sunny, next minute pissing it down. But there you go. All in all though, at the end, did get a bit boggy by the river, I'm not gonna lie. Boots are wet now. The last part is pathed, however, slashing it down, so I'm naturally gonna get wet. But all in all, they're relatively dry. If it hadn't rained, they'd still be dry, so you'd probably get away with doing this walk now, just in boots. But that was it. Tolkien Trail in 2025. I don't know if they'll leave the paths like that from now on, or if they'll put fences around that. We'll have to see that if they ever do that in the future or not. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. So I do walks all in and around Lancashire, but mainly just in Lancashire. And normally go back to the same walks like this one because they're forever changing. This time last year I'd only found out they put paths in this walk, so the walks are forever changing. And if you just go into the lakes and you're bypassing Lancashire, I would highly recommend just stopping on the way, because you have amazing walks in villages and trails to do just before you get to the lakes, and it's definitely worth a stop off if you're going up to the lakes for a vacation or a little getaway, and just come here a couple of days, whether it's here or somewhere else, sorry. But that'll do it for today. Still raining, so I'm going to go and get myself a sandwich. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next one.